Hi, I'm Angie with Crawdaddy Magazine, and I'm here with Sallie Ford and the Sound Outside. Thanks for sticking around, guys, after your session. Can you guys go around and introduce yourselves and say what instrument you play so we can tell the people at home?
I'm Jeff Munger, and I play the guitar.
I'm Ford Tennis, and I play the drums.
I'm Tyler Tornfelt, and I play the bass.
I'm Sallie Ford, and I sing and play rhythm guitar.
So thanks so much for sticking around, you guys. That was a great set you guys just did. Kind of just starting at the beginning, Sallie, you grew up in Asheville, correct? Mm-hmm. And then you moved to Portland in 2006. Can you speak a little bit to like growing up in Appalachia, that part of the country, and how that sort of informed your music?
Yeah, I mean, my parents are really musical, and my mom is Southern, but my dad, he's actually from like New York area. So we're never really part of like too much of the Appalachia culture. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
yeah,
I think we were always just like a hippie family living in the mountains, and they would play Beatles records, and we listened to a lot of James Taylor and Aretha Franklin, and sometimes we'd go out to like different festivals where they'd be playing old time music, but I was never too much of a big fan of that sort of stuff.
I mean, I guess we're hearing so much more of the last few years about what a burgeoning art scene that Asheville has, and it seems like it's really coming up in kind of the national, like, you know, art scene, and there's a lot of music and everything there. Going back there now to play, do you see that difference in the area you grew up?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like, my parents moved there not really knowing it was going to be so many other people like them moving there, and they're artists, and yeah, just going back, it gets more and more sort of hip and
more happening there.
Yeah, it's cool though. I like it. I like going back.
So, how did you guys meet when you moved to Portland? Was there a story behind how you guys came together?
Yeah, I met Ford, or when I first moved to Portland, there was like a bunch of Alaskan people I met. And yeah, Ford came out to a show that I was playing because we had a mutual friend. And you can talk so.
Your turn.
I went out and saw Sal at an open mic, and then I told Tyler about it, and we all got together and we went over her songs, and it was just like it clicked. And
chemistry.
Then Sallie and Jeff knew each other separate, and they wrote a song together, and they showed it to us, and we were just like, man, we've got to get together.
Yeah, I actually met Jeff because he did a lot of street performing, so I'd see him like on the street all the time, and I did a little bit of street performing, but only like once or twice, and I think actually the 2 times I did it, he somehow saw me street performing. But yeah, I guess it was just all meant to be.
Were any of you guys in existing projects at the time, or sort of just looking for something to get involved with?
Yeah, Ford and I were in this another project called Siren. It was with my sister. And then, yeah, just Ford saw Sallie and was like, we were just kind of looking to, play with a lot of people in Portland and just get out there. And so it worked out really well.
And Sallie had been writing songs on her own, and she'd been singing around. And we were all kind of doing our own little things, I think.
Right. Did you find that you had really some common influences? Some of the things you guys kind of speak to in the press, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Billie Holiday. Were those things common among you guys, or did you sort of open one another's eyes to different kinds of music?
I think so.
Both, I think.
Yeah.
Tom Waits and oldies, we all love those things, that's for sure.
I think maybe we have less of that kind of stuff in common than a lot of bands that I've met. It seems like less, like we all like what each other likes for the most part, but like what we really listen to all the time is pretty different for all of us.
Which makes for a good mix, for sure.
Yeah, I think
bringing
so.
the different things to the table.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like the way we collaborate and each person, what they bring to the table, I think fits really well, and that's the reason, what it is, why it's that way or whatever.
Is it a collaborative writing, experience, or do you guys come in with sort of things already, thought out on your end, or do you guys, come up with your own stuff in the room?
Yeah, I usually come up with songs with guitar chords. Sometimes, like, Jeff's a little better at guitar, so he'll help me, like, figure out chords and stuff. But, like, all the melodies and stuff I'll come up with, and then they all write their own parts, and usually, like, the songs aren't really finished until everybody's played them together, so.
We kind of arrange them together and work out different ideas.
When do the lyrics come into the mix?
At the very beginning, usually, or sometimes I'll have, like, a tiny part of the song, and then I'll sort of play them the idea, and then later we'll do more, like, fill in more lyrics, because I can't always do it, like, right immediately or something.
Right. How do you guys feel, like, what's it like being a musician in Portland right now? It's always been, like, a really fertile ground for independent musicians, it seems like, but, I mean, is it really, you know, encouraging? What's the climate like?
It's great. It's really supportive. He's been there since 06. I've been there since 07. So, I mean, we're not natives. Jeff is, but it's like a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing, like, having grown up there and, like, getting to know some of the people that I really, really loved as a teenager who are from there. And, like, it's pretty special. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to be. Yeah, it's definitely, it seems a lot smaller. You know, you like run into people a lot, and going to shows, it's like all the same people going to the shows. And
Do you guys play local a lot?
When we first started, like 2 years ago, when we were playing more gigs, like, yeah, it was like almost 4 times a month or something. And,
wow.
And we've also done like a lot of stuff around Oregon. Like, there's this McMinimans company that owns a lot of restaurants and bars, so we've done like a tour with them, and yeah.
So you guys have a new record coming out, Dirty Radio. It's coming out at the end of this month on Partisan Records. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Was this all written in Portland and recorded in Portland? Talk a little bit about the making of this album.
Yeah, I think, well, I've only written my songs when I lived in Portland. I think it just like the place just sort of brought it out.
It's the right spot, yeah.
But, and then we recorded at Type Foundry Studios in Portland, and with Adam Selzer, who he's played with like M. Ward, or he had his own band for a while too. But what was it? What'd you say?
He still does.
Oh, he still has his.
Yeah.
I don't know if he plays it. What's his band called?
Norfolk and Western.
Oh yeah,
They're really good.
and then we also went to Mike Kirkendall's studio and did a little bit of stuff there at his house, which he just did like the She and Him stuff at his house. A lot of
cool.
that. So we kind of all really liked the recording style of the M. Ward and She and Him stuff, so we wanted to get some of that stuff vibe.
Apart from touring and doing these sort of things, what are you doing to promote the record? Any interesting merch or anything? I know you're putting out some vinyl.
We're in the midst of new design for the T-shirt.
Oh yeah, who does your artwork?
Well, Jeff's taken on that task actually.
It's a big task.
We're doing some music videos and oh man, I don't know. I know if you talk to our label, they have lots of ideas.
A lot of projects that you guys are going to be doing.
I know we just put out like a free song, a bonus track yesterday or a couple days ago.
Congratulations. It's
And
exciting.
then I know they've just got like the whole internet blog stuff like this.
Right.
Here we go. This is promotion.
Going back to the album art, did you do the album art for this one?
No, I.
Radio.
I'm
That's
not
That's a great cover.
I'm not a professional artist in any way.
No, our friend Jeremy Okai Davis, he did the artwork, and yeah, he's our friend from North Carolina, or he's from North Carolina, and he lives in Portland. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Kind of looking forward at summer. I know you guys are playing Bonnaroo, and you're playing. You play with Avett Brothers and Mavis Staples. You're playing Bonnaroo. What's the difference between playing really small clubs with the kind of music you play versus these large shows where you really reach a bigger audience? I mean, would you prefer? Is there a preference?
Oh, the small ones. I mean, I think that in auditoriums, everybody's seated and it's kind of weird. And I mean, it sounds really good and it's kind of interesting to get to see all these places,
And reach that huge demographic, you know.
But I think the small ones, I prefer to play.
Yeah, it's more intimate, and
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's kind of nice when you go to a show and you hear a band do something different or even mess up, and when you're in a smaller venue, you kind of experience that. At least that's the way it feels when we go to shows like that.
Yeah,
I think both. Yeah, sorry, of course.
Oh, I was just like going to see bands in smaller venues, and so it's just, I think it's just a better show experience.
Yeah, I like both. I mean, playing at the bigger shows, I think we've learned a lot, but it's been great seeing like Portland and Seattle, like our audiences slowly grow over the like last year.
It's so organic, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just cool to know that we have a lot of support there now, and hopefully it'll happen other places.
Well, Bonnaroo too. I mean, that is a massive festival, and I'm sure you're going to reach many new fans through your performance there. So congratulations on that. That's great.
I'm excited.
Kind of just closing up, I did read that you guys were, big Tom Waits fans. If you could ask him one question, what would it be?
I don't know.
On the spot.
I'd probably try to learn to beatbox from him. Ask him how he does that.
He's pretty badass. Kind of
That'd be
intimidating
pretty,
too.
Just his groove.
No, will you marry me?
He's kind of local, so you might run into him. He lives in Sonoma County, so yeah.
I don't know, man. I really want to know. I've tried to look up who produces his records because we really like the vibe of the records and the sound and stuff.
Maybe he does his own, or maybe his wife. His wife
totally
co-writes with him, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and the session was great. Be sure to check out Sallie Ford and The Sound Outside, and check out the new album when it comes out in the end of this month. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.